Before you can get on track, you'll need to calibrate your wheel and pedal set. You'll need to do this in iRacing even if you have already done this using your own controller software. Prior to entering the sim, make sure you've downloaded and installed the latest drivers from the manufacturer's website. Once that's done, follow these easy steps to calibrate your controller. We recommend calibrating in a test session, so pick a car and then click test. Don't go into a practice or official session. The last thing you want to do is have you go on track and crash into another car. Once you're in your test session, click on the options button. You will then see input calibration. This is where your calibration takes place. Start by clicking on the steering button. You will then be prompted to turn your wheel fully one direction and then another. Make sure you place your wheel back into its centering position before hitting done. Now, you'll be asked to turn your wheel 90 degrees to the left. Make sure it's at 90 and hold it there while hitting done. For pedals, click on the pedals button. Here you'll be asked to press the throttle all the way down and then release it. You'll do the same for the brake and clutch pedal if you have one. For the gearbox, you'll first be asked to set buttons for sequential shifting. Once complete, a prompt will ask if you have a H pattern shifter. If not, hit no. If yes, click it and you'll begin to map the gears individually. Once you've completed these steps, you are calibrated.
Welcome, race fans, back to PTR TV for some Saturday night dirt track racing. We are giving you the Synergy Dirt Racing Series. They give you the 305 winged sprint cars here tonight, and we're going to be at the dirt track at Charlotte for a whole night of fun. And of course, bringing the calls per usual here on PTR TV. It's myself, Corey Silva, and I got Brandon Krutz in the booth. We were at USA last week, Brandon, which a track that is almost double the size of where we're going to be tonight. So where we're at a shorter track here at Charlotte, I expect the action to be that much more impressive.
Yeah, absolutely, Corey, and these guys going to be wheeling and dealing around the dirt track at Charlotte here tonight. These guys, I think we're going to see just as good of a show as we did last week. These guys put on one heck of a show last week at USA Speedway, and these guys, of course, with the smaller track, tighter quarters racing, and the half mile of Charlotte, I think we'll see some good results.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the case as well. And as I said, it's going to be, I think we're here at Charlotte. We're about 4/10 of a mile around versus the 3/4 of a mile we had at USA. And the long straightaways there, the tight corners. But it was a lot about momentum there, Brandon. And it's still going to be the case here today at Charlotte. But with the shorter distance around, it may put some more wear into the track. Maybe move the lines around and have these guys starting to search for the moisture a little bit more than we saw last week.
Yeah, I'd say so, and even at USA last week, Corey, we saw that these guys were up towards the top of the racetrack and trying to fight for these different lines, and I think it's going to be the same situation this week, and just to a little bit more of a degree is, of course, tighter corners here at the Charlotte dirt track, and these guys are going to wear this track out a little bit quicker than we did last week.
Yeah, so they are under qualifying right now, and Brett rolls on the top of the scoring pylon with a 14:34. Al Pacer a whole 10th behind, but he is second on the scoring sheet. And we go down and through the order. And again, we have a full night of heats going on, Brandon. I'll let you describe to the viewers how the heats are going to work here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, Corey. So right now, it's set to have a maximum of 4 heat races, and I'll have to see once qualifying gets done how many we're going to run. Looking like right now 10 lap heat races, 5 transfer to the feature right through the B main, and then following the heat races, going to be a consolation race, 12 laps, and depending on how many we get for heat racing will determine how many go through from the B main. I'll go more into that when it gets closer to that time. Then, of course, following by a 35-lap feature, 22 cars are going to be starting on the grid.
Yeah, that is what we're looking forward to, is the points race where it all matters at the end of the night. But the qualifying has ended, and the drivers who will be in heat number 1 are taken to the front straightaway right now, and we will introduce them to you here as we will begin the night of action here on PTR TV. Heat race number 1. We have Brett Rolls, we have Waylon McConnell, we have Eric Tupper, Michael Rodriguez, and, well, ticker change too fast for me to be able to see who is in there, but everyone will flash by. It looks like we're going to have about 10 drivers or so in this heat. I do believe it's going to be, so I think we're going to have about three heats and then the consolation, but we'll get validation on that as the night progresses and as we see who transfers out. So 10 laps, Brandon, 5 transfer. What is going to be the factor? What is kind of the nuances of the Charlotte dirt track that we're going to have to deal with here tonight?
Well, Corey, I think for one thing is the diversity of the lines that you could run here and could create for maybe some hectic starts and restarts, something that we're really going to have to watch out for, and something that these guys going to have to take into consideration as well, is these guys going to be darting from one lane to another and could cause a little bit of issues here tonight. And of course, these guys going to be running some serious speeds here also in these 305s, a lot shorter of a track than we saw last week, but you're gonna see about the same speeds coming down into these corners, wide sweeping corners here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, but I know in the more powerful vehicles, Brandon, we usually see the entry to turn 3 really does rut up. Do you think that is going to happen here tonight in these 305s?
I think it's really going to be more through center, to be honest with you, Corey, this time. These guys going to want to try to hold their momentum, and they're going to try, they're not going to be slinging the car into the corner. They're going to try to maybe roll into the corner more so. I think right through center of the corner where these guys rotate to power off is really where we're going to start to see the track wear up and maybe even run up just a little bit.
Yeah, so we'll have to indeed keep an eye on that, but the first pace lap has completed. The pace truck will pull off on the middle of the back straightaway, and the leaders will go through 3 and 4 and get tonight's action underway.
Pace truck going to be pulling off down the back straightaway here at Charlotte, and that'll put the field into the hands of that number 17 machine, that 17 being Brett Rowles, and he's going to lead the field to the green. Coming out of turn number 4, ladies and gentlemen, buckle your seatbelts. We're going green, this Energy Dirt Series. Here we go. Green flag is in the air for the first time of the night.
Yeah, it is in the outside lane. Got the jump into corner number 1. We'll see if that does sustain. The inside able to persevere. They're going to be door to door as they head down the back straightaway.
Down into corner number 3 now. These guys going to be holding it 2 by 2 so far. Almost a little bit of 3-wide action further back in the back. Now heading down through corners 1 and 2. These guys getting a little bit rowdy up here towards the front.
Yes, they are, and they're still side by side. It's Rowles and
towards the
McConnell.
back
of the pack, that's Chris Miller and Taylor James that have issue, but up front, Brandon, these guys still duking it out. You can see that outside lane is persevering on the exit of the corner. That's McConnell on the 75. He had a great run last week at USA. Look at him sail it on in there. Into 3, off of 4, has the momentum, gets it at the stripe, but still door to door.
side by side. Corey, we may see that outside line come in quicker. Contact. Little bit there. We may see this outside line come in a little bit quicker as these guys almost bump wheels again. It's going to be easier to hold the momentum out there.
It is. You're going to be able to hold the boat. That'll be a good
contact. Now that's serious contact up on the outside wall. They both go. That passes the lead over to the 115 machine.
The seas parted, and Eric Tupper took advantage of it. The 115 to the lead. Michael Rodriguez in second, and then we have Rolls in third. Hartley has moved into fourth, and McConnell all the way back to fifth.
Man, oh man, that Eric Tupper kind of just inherited that lead. He was back in the third position there. Now that'll pass second place along to Michael Rodriguez now, and running third, there's that 17 machine trying to strike back once again.
Yeah, he's going to have some work to do, and he's going to only have 4 laps, given a 3 laps left to do it. He will still be in the transfer spot as it is for the time being. He's going for 4th, trying to get Hartley, but everyone in the top 5 is clear to advance to the feature from this event, but still interested to see what happens up front. Eric Tupper, since he was the beneficiary of the lead, has pulled away to about 0.4 of a second as we have 2 to go.
2 laps to go down. Now coming down into quarters number 3 and 4. Down out of corner number 4 this time around. The white flag is in the air on heat race number 1.
White flag in the air, and up front, not much of a challenge for the 115. 16 gains just a little bit of time. He's going to sail it off in there from a distance. He's going to try to make it work, but nothing's going to do there. Eric Tupper takes the first heat. Rodriguez in rolls your top 3.
Little bit of a glimpse on what we're going to be seeing all night long here from Charlotte. Of course, the track's still fairly tacky at the moment here, Corey, and these guys really got to wear in that upper groove in order to get it to work, but we did see it come into play already.
Yes, it is, and obviously the more time on the track, the more that it's going to have the opportunity to start rubbering, well, not rubbering up, but, you know, drying out and allowing these guys to battle up there and get even some more side-by-side action going. But we are now beginning heat number 2 on the night, and let you know who is starting where. Al Pacer going to lead this one, and then we have Brett Perigo, Rick Snyder, Ryan Smith, Casey Pruitt, Sean Dennis, Nate Johnson, Jonathan Kleinfelter, Aaron Duval, Davey Nall, and Cameron Henningen will be in heat number 2.
So these guys going to be rolling off for heat race number 2 on the night. This is the second and middle heat race. We're only running 3 heat races tonight once again, and so far so good with the racing action, Corey. These guys really know how to put on a show here in the Synergy Dirt Series.
Yes, they are. The racing has been intense thus far. And, well, we have a whole season of it to cover. We're on race number 3. We'll be covering them all the way until round number 10, which is going to be at Knoxville in early April. So if you like what you see, you know where your Saturday night should be, right here on PTR TV. Tell your friends, tell all your buddies, get them to like and subscribe. And, again, we'd appreciate that. And these guys love watching you watch the race and enjoying what they're putting on. And Pace truck is in. Al Pacer in charge of the field with Brett Perigo to the outside, waiting for him to get onto the loud pedal. Waiting. Gonna be late in the box, and
oh my god, they're stacking them up in the back of the field there. Not the best restarts that these guys wanted, but we're green flag racing here on heat race number 3. 3 wide for the lead already.
Yeah, the outside actually got the jump there at the line. The 21 of Perigo actually did have it at the moment. Now 0-1 of Pacer getting bogged down on the inside lane. He's going to try to sail it on in there. 5 cars under a blanket off of 2. 3 wide.
3 wide for position 2. Contact, heavy contact. Everybody keeps it straight. I don't know how. These guys going to be trying to fight for the lead once again. Al Pacer still holding his home out front.
That was Ryan Smith in the 32. He made some contact there with, I believe, the 000 of Sean Dennis, but everyone was able to get through it. Pacer able to get through the mess and continue off into the lead off of the pole that he did get in this race, pulling away by just a little bit. Leaders have fizzled out, but you can see the transfer spot. That's Rick Schneider in the 3. He has to watch out. That's Nate Johnson right behind him.
Al Pacer still holding his own out front at the moment, running second as that 21 machine, Brett Perigo. We saw him come into a little bit of contention last week too, I believe, and a new phase that we haven't seen yet, Sean Dennis in that 000. He's running 3rd.
Yes, he is, and these guys are, you can see, starting to slowly move up the track. Well, a couple of them, we saw that there's Brian Smith kind of run the top of the racetrack, well, the top of the track that's at least been dusted off already. A lot of these guys are right on the bottom of the track, and we'll see that until the moisture gets drawn out, and these guys need to start finding some more grip. But Pacer thus far, Brandon, in this heat, he is just putting on a clinic, up by 0.6 of a second over Perigo.
Absolutely, he is. Al Pacer with 3 laps to go in this race now. He's looks like, you know, maybe trying to find some different lines here, try to see what's fast, as we just see him running that upward groove now right up against the loose stuff and still pulling away for the rest of the field.
Brandon, we're really going to have to watch that transfer spot. It is heating up right now. The 3 is Snyder's trying to close in on Smith, but that has brought Johnson right into the mix. He's going to be in send it range if he chooses to do it. How important is it going to be as the white flag is in the air?
White flag is in the air, watching this transfer position. Almost a little bit of contact there. The 3 and the 86 going at it now. Now down into quarter number 3. Not going to be close enough. Transfer position goes to the 3 machine.
And Pacer with the heat victory. As we said, Snyder holds on. Johnson, he was there. He just wasn't close enough to be able to make something happen. But so heat number 2 goes to the 0-1 of Al Pacer.
Well, Corey, as we're going into the third and final heat race of the night, you like what you see so far?
I do, Brandon. You know, never have been too much of a dirt guy in my time, but the more that I have been brought around it, the more that I am definitely liking what I'm seeing, and these guys definitely are adding to that mix as we do pull up the ticker here for heat number 3. It's going to be William Brickley leading them down, Horton Bailey in second, Justin Sick, Andrew Hawkins, Matt Starr the top 5, and the remainder will flash by again. Heat number 3, third and final until we head into the B main to get the last few drivers that will be settled in for the feature.
Yeah, field rolling off now behind that iRacing official pace truck. Shout out to iRacing for putting on this awesome service for us. And, well, we didn't have dirt racing as of not too long ago. And, Corey, dirt racing has become a huge part of the service.
Yeah, it is with the World of Outlaws, and there's a lot of money on the line in that esports championship, one of the higher tier esports championships on the service. So we got a lot of participation and a lot of excitement behind that. We'll actually be covering a super late model race on the esports network in this next coming week. So I know, Brandon, you'll be itching for that event, but not to discredit what we have going on now. We still have half a night of dirt racing to go with the Synergy Dirt Racing guys. Heat number 3, Brandon, let's get them going.
The field in the hands of Brickley now in that 00 machine. The 2 machine to his outside. These guys going to be ready to go here. Let's see what they can do. Put on a show. Heat race number 3 in the Synergy Dirt Series. Green flag is in the air.
And that was a complete dead even start. No line had the advantage into 1, but Brickley will use that inside to his advantage, but the 2 is going to keep that right rear. He's going to keep himself on that right rear, be really close. He's digging on that top end of the racetrack. Look at the run he's going to get. Crossover move doesn't quite work for him.
No, I think he really wanted to stay on that outside now, Corey. That 2 machine trying to get the run on the outside. That's Horton Bailey. Now he's got company. He's got company from that 224 machine of Andrew Hawkins.
Yeah, Andrew Hawkins is trying to make something happen down on that inside of the track, but the momentum stays with the 2 on the outside of the track, so he does persevere and continue on in that spot for now. And you can see Brickley already pulling away by a good margin as we'll head back and see what the transfer spot offers right now. Wyatt Layton does have it. Roddy Klein in the 6, he is a little bit behind. The 30 is going to check up Wyatt Layton. That's going to bring Roddy Klein into the mix. This is your transfer spot, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yeah, absolutely good racing back here. Also a little bit of a race for second place too, Corey. And these guys going at it all around this Charlotte Motor Speedway at the moment. And these guys right now for the transfer spots as things heating up there too, almost to the outside wall.
Yeah, these guys are going crazy for it, and just a little bit further ahead, we have a battle going on for second right now. That's Hawkins in the 224 to the inside of Horton Bailey in the 2, but it does look like that outside, Brandon, is starting to show some stuff up there. These guys really are holding that momentum, and the bottom's getting bogged down. Guys are struggling to make passes down there.
Absolutely, Corey, with 3 laps to go. These guys are side by side for the transfer.
And there they come side by side for that 5th spot. You can see the 30 got really bogged down at the bottom. Roddy Klein will take the spot with coming to 2 laps to go. Look at the 30, well overshooting it up the track. That's not where you want to be. That's going to bring Carl Handwerk into the mix, trying to get that 6th spot away.
Well, the transfer spot pretty much locked up as long as these guys keep it clean and green. It's white flag now this time around. Your leader of William Brickley far out front of that 00 machine. He's going to sail it through corners 3 and 4 to get that heat race win.
Yes, he is. He's going to take it with authority. William Brickley, 3/4 of a second is the verdict over Horton Bailey in the 2. And then Andrew Hawkins, your top 3. Wyatt Layton and Roddy Klein will be the ones to transfer into the feature, but that leaves us the consolation on the table for those who did not get into the mix, and they will have a 12-lap shootout, Mr. Krutz.
12 laps, 7 transferred to the feature. Corey, we are getting ready to go here for the B main.
Yes, we are. It's Devin Boots is going to lead it down. Nate Johnson, Carl Handwork, Michael Kerr, Jonathan Kleinfeld will be your top 5, and it looks like we're going to have 20 drivers fighting for what is 7 spots in this feature, in this B main event. So we've been watching the transfer all night, Breda, but now we're going to be adding double the cars into it, a couple more laps, and I have to imagine this is going to be pretty intense. Remember, there's only the main points are available in the feature, so you got to get there if you're worried about your championship.
Yeah, absolutely, Corey, and in order to contend, you got to make it to the main event also, and a lot of factors going on here. On the dirt side of things, 20 drivers are going to be fighting for 7 positions into this main event. How about the Synergy Dirt Series, Corey? These guys put on one good show every week, and the driver count is always through the roof. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. It's very hard in any league to get 30 to 35 cars a night to show up. I know we've had our various endeavors and different trials we've had. So, again, kudos to these guys. A hardcore group of drivers show up week after week. Hard, clean racing. You can't really ask much more from a group of guys. So, again, 7 guys are going to transfer. 13 are going to pack up and go home. Who is it going to be? We're going to find out after 12 laps in the B main. Pace truck is down in onto the back straightaway. It's going to be the 770 of Devin Boots is going to lead him down. Nate Johnson on the outside. Handwork and Kerr populate row number 2. Here we come. Nice slow start. Very slow start. The outside far behind, but the green flag's going to be in the air.
Inside row definitely got the advantage of that one. The 770 machine. He's going to pull away now, and that's Devin Butts out front at the moment. Nate Johnson on the high side. He's going to try to challenge for the lead.
Yeah, he is. We've seen the high side start to take on a little bit more speed. As you can see the slickness on the bottom. These guys don't want to be down there. That's going to get them a little bit yawed out, a little bit loose, lose that momentum. But you can see the 770 trying to pull away rather from Johnson. And Johnson's seeming to have some speed in that car tonight.
Absolutely, he is, Corey. That 86 machine on rails around the high side right now, trying to keep up. The top 2 have pulled away from the rest of the field.
Yes, they have by 1.3 seconds. Remember that slightly slower start the outside had, and they kind of really bunched up and separated the field out. Here comes the 9 machine of Chris Miller to the inside of the 23. Slide job, he wasn't quite clear. That really slowed up the 23. Everybody does continue on safely.
So far, so good. Clean and green right now. Corey, the transfer position, we got to keep our eye on that. It's starting to heat up. May I just say that car in the transfer spot does not have a front wing?
Yeah, we can say that. The 69 of Casey Pruitt, I think I deemed it last week as an aerodynamic modification or something on those lines. Well,
yep, that's exactly what it was.
That would definitely be the definition of that statement. He has Matt Starr behind him, and that is Matt Starr will not be transferring where he is right now, nor will the 50 of Davey Nall. But both of these guys are trying to get by that wingless number 69 of Casey Pruitt, and those attempts have not gotten anywhere thus far.
Now, folks, he's doing one hell of a job driving that car right now, because that thing without a front wing, believe it or not, those wings do have a purpose, and that car is wanting to push up towards the outside wall. As you see it right there, just about jump of a cushion, or what we have so far of a cushion, and he's just trying to lay that that right side up on the loose stuff, get that thing to rotate through, and he's doing a good job driving that thing right now.
Yes, he is. As he's coming to 2 laps to go, he has pulled away by about 0.6 of a second over his competition Matt Starr behind him, so he won't really, at the moment, barring a mistake, have to worry about not making the feature event. But up front, it's Devin Boots in the number 770. He's holding about 0.3 of a second over Nate Johnson. So Johnson, he was closing in, but he has stalled out in his endeavors to try to get the B main victory here tonight. But he's perfectly fine where he is. He's second place, still a good start. And here we go with the white flag lap.
White flag is in the air. Look at the battle for second. Coming out of quarter number 4. The 86 gonna hang on to it.
Yeah, the 9 threw it. He threw the dive in there, but it was not close enough to clear him for the full-blown slider. But regardless of it, a good finish and a good attempt for the 9 to still be on the podium in the B main. But now this is where it matters, Brandon. This is where the importance is. We're headed to the feature.
Heading to the main event, Corey. This is where it all goes down. This is where drivers win championships. The main event. 22 cars going to be starting this thing, and unbelievable the amount of talent that we have through this field.
Indeed, and let's give it to you, the official starting lineup here for the feature event. Eric Tupper is going to be leading the field down from the front row, along with Al Pacer in the 0-1 outside of the front row. William Brickley in third, Michael Rodriguez in fourth, Brett Perigo in fifth, Horton Bailey outside of row number 3 in sixth. Brett rolls in seventh, Sean Dennis is going to be rolling off in eighth, Andrew Hawkins in ninth, Frank Hartley Jr. with a top 10 starting position here tonight. Ryan Smith in the 11th position, Wyatt Layton in 12th, Waylon McConnell in 13th, and Rick Schneider in 14th. Roddy Klein in 15th, and Devin Boots in 16th. Rounding out your field here tonight, Nate Johnson, Chris Miller, Carl Handwork, Michael Kerr, Lyle Christensen, and Casey Pruitt shotgun on the field.
So these guys roll off. We're going to get them stacked up, doubled up, and ready to go. Green flag racing for the main event.
Quickly want to bring up your point standings. Didn't get to do it earlier, but Waylon McConnell is your points leader headed into this, Brandon, into the feature. Rick Snyder, Ryan Smith, Dylan Morano, and Al Pacer. Waylon McConnell with a 21-point lead heading into this race, but he's going to be 13th in the running order for this main event, Brandon. So not going to be a good points day unless he can make some serious recovery in this 35-lap feature.
Absolutely, and well, he's got some making up to do. And luckily, Corey, this is only the third race of the season, and these guys, they have a little bit of room to play, but not much. You got to keep those finishes consistent.
Yeah, you do. You have to make them consistent because you don't know when that bad race is going to have, and you want to have that buffer just in case you do have that bad finish. But again, early in the season to be able to recover from those mistakes. But here we come. The 115 of Eric Tupper and Al Pace are going to lead him down for the main event here tonight at Charlotte for the Synergy Dirt Racing Series. Off of corner number 4, green flag in the air for the A-Main.
The stars and cars of the Synergy Dirt Series make their way down through quarter number 1, now out of quarter number 2, 3 wide for the lead for a moment. Contact, now out of quarter number 4, they're going to be 3 wide once again.
Pacer hit the tire there, got him bogged up the track. The 115 is going to take advantage of it. The 00 Brickley to the outside for the lead. Pacer recovers for third.
Caution flag
caution in the air
on the speedway.
I don't see any imminent wreck, but again, I think they may have just got sideways and recovered it. But the first caution of the race, and I'm pretty sure, Brandon, that you said Turner, not corner, not turn. I'm pretty sure you said Turner, so I just wanted to call that. I'm pretty sure you did. But I just wanted to call you out on it because that's what we do to each other.
What was your thing, Corey? It was what? It was Oh,
I have a whole laundry list.
It was turn number or corner number or something. or corner number turn or something stupid that you said in one of our other. I'm sure we've got it archived somewhere and probably ended up on the Facebook at one point. But oh yeah, folks, you want to see all the latest updates and even some bloopers from PTR TV? Feel free to follow our social media pages: Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I feel like Corey has gone quiet, maybe trying to scrummage through some old files. That,
nope, his microphone was temporarily muted, but he has fixed that problem.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah, but the lights are out on the iRacing Pace truck. I can definitively say that for a fact this time. And the 115 will be on the bottom, the 00 will be on the top. Brandon, get him going for this first restart of the A main.
Eric Tupper going to lead these guys back to the green. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's go time. These guys are on the throttle.
The 115 got a clear advantage there on that start. The outside didn't quite have the run he would have wanted. He's going to go digging down to the inside of the track. He's going to get a left rear quarter panel there. He's not going to be able to do so. Here he's going to go right to the bottom of the track. Got to be careful for that tire. He was right down there digging on the inside. Stays door to door with the 115 for the lead.
He was flirting with disaster right there. Now going to slide up in front of Eric Tupper. That 00 Brickley, he's got some serious speed in that sprint.
Yeah, he's got some serious speed and some serious guts because he really drove it down in there, got really close to the tire wall, but was able to avoid it, takes the lead on the slide jobs, and now Tucker's going to have some work to do as some intense racing back in the pack, Brandon. You can see about 6th through 11th, everybody just all over the place trying to find their place on the racetrack right now.
Unbelievable racing all through this field, and guys taking it 3, even 4 wide, further back in the pack. Unbelievable.
Waylon McConnell says our points leader, who didn't have the greatest of starts. He's up to 8th right now, and he is digging in that number 75 machine. Right now, he's right behind Rick Snyder and then a whole gaggle of other vehicles, but now he has the 17 Brett Rolls to his inside. And he's going to have to battle with that off the exit of the corner. He's going to do that. Going all the way to the top of the track is a 75. But right in front of him, you can see a lot of side-by-side racing going on. Just a little bit further ahead. That's 32 all the way down there, nearly in the grass. He's going to get dead loose off the corner.
Oh,
a whole
man.
bunch of spots to his outside.
He's going to lose a bunch of spots and almost a little bit more contact with the 17 machine there. Unbelievable. Everybody keeps it straight.
Oh, contact right behind that.
Oh!
That's Sean Dennis in the number the 000 and the 21. Brett Perigo, but caution's going to be in the air, and it's going to be Carl Handwerk
upside down
on his side. Perhaps trying to do some X game material there, but sadly not going to get any points for that here tonight. You can see the 22. You can see just the pirouette. He's trying to get it righted, but
looked like him and Roddy Klein made some contact there, and hard contact at the outside wall.
What are you giving for a rating on those donuts, Brandon?
I give him a 9.5 out of 10.
I'll be the Russian judge. I'll give him a 4, but again, not the donuts he wanted to do, but again, Carl will park it behind the wall for, well, presumably park it behind the wall. Maybe he might get out there depending how much damage he does have, but we're already 15 laps in, Brandon, to this feature. Short laps here at Charlotte, quick laps here, so obviously with caution laps counting, they will tick away just a couple more, but we saw that 00. Once he got that lead, once he was able to dig down there on the inside and clear him, it was kind of just setting sail, and Tupper really hasn't been able to put a charge back up.
Yeah, absolutely, Corey, and well, these guys stacked up, doubled up, ready to go green flag racing once again. These guys, you're gonna have to try it again. That high side has a lot of potential, and these guys have been making it work. These guys just gonna have to trade positions. Take it away, Corey.
Yeah, the outside's going to have to really get a better restart, and then hopefully it'll be able to do what it needs to do once they get sorted out. But we have to wait for him to get on the loud pedal. Is the 00. Brickley gets him accelerating for the restart. 115 falls right back in line. 00 has exactly what he needs, and the gaggle goes on behind him.
A gaggle it is indeed, Corey. Oh, man, heading down into corner number 3. These guys managed to sort it out. They're going to be 3 wide once again down the front stretch.
Yes, they are. The 3 all the way to the top. The 3 of Schneider's going to dig through the middle and get 3 spots. 3 wide. Major contact.
Hello. I'm down there in the 16. Catches air. He goes around upside down. Big wreck up into the catch fence.
Oh, my God, Rick Schneider.
Oh, man. Call an ambulance.
You might need to call a crane to get that one out of the air. Oh, my goodness. It all started. We'll just see. We were kind of following most of it live. As a matter of fact, Schneider was at the top 3 wide. He went and sent an amazing 3 wide move under McConnell in the 75 and Al Pacer. The hole closed up, and that's the 16 jumping the tire, T-boned by Schneider. I think that was Hartley who plowed into Schneider, who with amazing acrobatics in that 305.
Is Rick Schneider okay? He drove away from that, Corey.
Well, he's parking it in the pits, but he's still going. I know the Daytona 500's tomorrow. Is
that a mandatory trip to the infield care center? I don't know.
I think Dale Earnhardt in 1997. He said, well, this thing's still driving, so I don't care. I'm still going.
They put a front wing back on that thing. He's good to go.
He's going? 20 feet in the air? I don't care. My car still drives. I'm going for it, bruh.
You got to go for that win.
I think it's the first time I've ever said bruh in a broadcast before.
Now, keep in mind, folks, Corey says bruh all the time. Not on air.
Not on air, but again, that was just absolutely incredible. Again, we don't know how it's driving. We don't know if that thing is up to full song, but he's still on track. He's the last car on the lead lap. We have Devin Boots, Sean Dennis, Carl Hedwork, and Chris Miller all out of the event. Thus, actually, Boots is on track 1 lap down, excuse me on that. Sean Dennis and Chris Miller are out of the race at the moment. So we still have 20 drivers in the feature. The lights are out on the pace truck, and laps are ticking away. It's only going to be 13 left, Brandon, as we are finishing tonight's action up. Pace truck is in, so get them going for what could be the final restart.
William Brickley going to lead these guys back to the green. Lap 22 going to be taking 23 this time by a 35. Here we go. Green flag is back in the air.
Yep, heading into corner number 1. The 00 gets the starts he has been getting all night, but Horton's trying to make a hoo and get underneath the 115, and we have a carnage off of 2. It's going to be the 32 of Ryan Smith. We are going back. Everyone has righted themselves, but I did see the 32 get turned. Check from the chopper cam. Yeah, he made contact with that blue machine right there, and then, yeah, he just kind of made a couple contacts there on the back straightaway, but he did manage to get himself righted with minimal damage, and huge stack up here. Because I think everyone's trying to get sorted in their proper running order, but yeah, the quick caution there, but someone to watch now, Brandon. We have that 2 machine. We haven't talked about him here in the A main yet, but that 2 machine seems to be ready, and he's in a position where if he can get a good enough start, we're only going to have 8 or 9 laps to go once we get this thing back going. He might be able to do something.
Well, speaking of the 2, Corey, on that last restart, did you just ask if Horton hears a who?
I said Horton's trying to make a who. I tried to spin it around, a little bit. It didn't work, but part of being a commentator is we're trying to be interesting, and part of being interesting is you got to be innovative and creative. Am I wrong?
Horton's trying to make a who. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. I don't.
Okay, the Corey Silva school of commentating is you have to be interesting, and to be interesting, you got to kind of test the waters with the jokes. Oh, you're
interesting, all right. Believe me.
I mean, I could be boring and monotone and not pay attention to the race, but that wouldn't be very exciting, would it? So, PTR TV banter at its finest. So, if you like it, thumbs up. If you don't like it, thumbs down. That's perfectly fine. You're watching the video. That's what we appreciate. That's what the Synergy Dirt Racing Series appreciates. We're all having fun here on a Saturday night watching these 305 sprints take to the Charlotte Dirt Track, and the lights are out, and I do believe this is going to be a single file restart, Brandon.
Yes, it is. Glad I didn't throw you off this week, Corey. Single file restart. here for the Synergy Dirt Racing Series. The 00 of Brickley going to be leading the back once again. Take it away, Corey.
Yep, the single file restart after the third caution, so that's what's going on right now, and it could be the last caution of the night. We will find out what's going to happen. Brickley is going to take him all the way up to the wall, trying to block any run before the green flag. He's going to get on the loud pedal, get the jump, and here he goes with the green flag, and I'll tell you, Horton did not get on the loud pedal very well. He's going to lose a whole bunch of time. Pacer's going to go to the outside for third, but the battle for the lead is about 3 car lengths right now in separation.
Yes, it is. Brickley with a big lead. Don't look now. Here comes that 115 machine once again. Eric Tupper wants a piece of the lead once again.
Yeah, Tupper's going to see what he can do. He's trying to dig and get some momentum built up on the top of the track, cross over to the bottom, get that straight shot off, see if he can get that momentum and close on in. And I'll tell you, it is working just a little bit. He was about a half-tenth faster that last time by. If he could do that a couple more times and this thing runs green, he may be in a position to pull something off. But at the moment, that 00 just has to run a consistent pace, and it might be his.
Absolutely. 5 laps to go, now 4.5. That 00 Brickley out front, and he's got to keep an eye on that 115 now, down out of 4. He's starting to gain ground.
Yes, he is, but battle is on the racetrack. Brandon for the 4th and 5th spot. That's Al Pacer in the 0-1. Our points leader, Waylon McConnell, in the 75. He's trying to dig wherever he can, try to get by that number 01 machine. He's going to try to sneak by on the top. Pacer's going to shut the door up top, and he's going to get really loose off of 2. That's going to just open the door for the 75 and make a clean pass up top.
Corey battle for the lead now. These guys going to be side by side off of corner number 4. 2 laps to go.
The 115 digging on the top of the racetrack. The 00 is going to get bogged down on the inside. He's going to have to pull a slider off. He did it earlier on. 115 clears for the lead, but we're coming to the white flag lap here at Charlotte.
The 115 Tupper has the lead. Brickley going to try to look back now. The 00 machine, he's going to try to look underneath. He's got one more opportunity into corner number 3. Out of 4, what's going to happen? He's going to send it, not going to work. Eric Tupper wins at Charlotte.
With a move on the closing laps of the race, Eric Tupper with the impressive victory here tonight at Charlotte. Horton Bailey will take home the 3rd. Waylon McConnell and Brett Rowles will round out the top 5. I want to go back quickly, though, and try to show you that, guys, that pass. We weren't quite on it live. I want to show you guys how it was set up. You can see right here off of 3 and 4. I think this was with 2 to go. Just look at the run the 115 had. Cleared right to the outside, almost cleared him into 1, and then he was just able to use the momentum from the top of the racetrack to clear and remain in the lead of the race. A very impressive move nonetheless for the 115, so congratulations to him on this. But before we get into the post-race show, let's just give you the final rundown of the results here tonight at Charlotte. As we just saw with the victory here tonight, the 115 of Eric Tupper leading 9 laps in the feature event. William Brickley led the most of 26, but will have to settle for a 2nd place finish. Horton Bailey with the 3rd, Waylon McConnell in 4th, Brett Rowles in 5th, Al Pacer with the 6th, Brett Perigo in 7th, Frank Hartley Jr. with the 8th, then Casey Pruitt and Nate Johnson rounding out your top 10. Wyatt Layton, Andrew Hawkins, Rick Schneider, Michael Rodriguez, Ryan Smith, your top 15. Rounding out your top 20 is Lyle Christensen, Roddy Klein, Devin Butts, Carl Hanwork, and Michael Kerr. And then final 2 in the running order is Sean Dennis and Chris Miller. So we'll see who we do have to talk to. We didn't, unfortunately, get to talk to anybody after last night's race. I do believe we should have a few of these drivers, hopefully, that we have communications with Brandon. So who do we have that we can talk to after tonight's event?
Well, so far it looks like we have William Brickley, Billy Brickley, here to talk to you right now, Corey. We're going to pull him up. So, Billy, you come home with a pretty decent finish tonight, man. How do you feel?
Been a lot better if we'd have got the win. Had to live for my entire day with about 3 to go, killed all my momentum, and Eric found the top before I did, and he made a smart move and was able to get by me.
Well, you know, you guys put on one hell of a show out there. All in all, I know you would have liked to walk away with the win tonight, but tell us a little bit how the track conditions were out there and how the cars felt.
Yeah, it actually slicked off more than I thought. I didn't think it was going to move up that fast. But when it slicks off like that, it's a lot more racy, it's a lot more fun. But all in all, it's pretty good. I'm not a fan of the 305s, but I got a pretty good 305 setup that works well, so I figure I might as well run them.
Absolutely, man, and well, looks like it paid off pretty good for you here tonight. Is there anyone that you'd like to give a shout out to?
No, just thank you guys for putting us on and broadcasting it. Hopefully I'll be able to make the rest of the season here. Missed the first 2 races, but I'm going to try to make the rest up.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing you in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Billy Brickley. He finished second.
Thanks, guys.
And I believe, I'm going to double check, I believe I might be able to catch up with your winner also, Corey.
I believe so as well, so we'll let you talk to him. Very generically titled. There's only Eric in the room, so we're going to take a good stab and assume that Eric is indeed Eric Tupper. Brandon is still trying to confirm that, and we do have different communication servers than these guys are used to, so we're just trying to make sure that we have the winner to talk to, but we'll wait for Brandon to settle that. But Brandon's back. What's the verdict?
So I did catch up with your winner of the night, Eric Tupper, and I had to chase him down, right, Eric?
Oh yeah, definitely did.
He was on his way back to his hauler when I caught him, but I do have him and brought him back to the booth. And Eric, how you feeling after tonight?
Extremely lucky. I didn't think I would actually be able to get back around Will for the win there. He definitely had a rocket ship underneath him. Kudos to him for a race well run. He said it after the race there when we got out of our cars. You know, he had to lift a little bit because he got a little too low going into turns 3 and 4, and that's what allowed me to get the run on him on the top side. So, all in all, good race.
Unbelievable! You put on you two both. You know, I told Billy this too. You two put on one really good show out there, coming off of turn number 4. You had the run on him, coming to take 2 to go. What was going through your head?
Just hold my line and be as smooth as possible and see if I can't gain some ground and get around him.
You got around him and you cleared him, and he fell back just enough from you. You managed to walk away with it. Unbelievable show. Is there anyone that you'd like to thank or shout out to?
Oh, I got to thank my team, Har Motorsports. They always have my back and help me when I'm, struggling. And I was struggling to come in tonight. I was a little late getting in, so I didn't get much practice time. Brett, luckily, he had a nice set underneath him, and I threw it in there. It was a little loose for my liking, but I still ran it and went with it, and it worked for us.
Awesome job tonight, Eric. We look forward to seeing you in the future of the league also. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner on the night, Eric Tupper.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that is the post-race show. We do not have Horton Bailey to talk to, but we got the top 2 finishers here tonight, so great effort to both of those drivers on their runs. Great effort to everyone for putting on a great show here tonight in the Synergy Dirt Racing Series. But before we call it a close, a couple quick shout-outs that we want to give ourselves here tonight here on PTR TV. Longtime partner Air Movement and Fabrications, Brandon's company, Krutz Custom Graphics, and also his other company that I don't have a graphic for, Fame Apparel. We have our overlays built by iBog, iRacing Broadcast Overlay Graphics, and your source for many good cameras on the iRacing service by Track Cams for Gourmet. So, Brandon, any closing words here tonight?
I also wanted to give a shout out absolutely to iRacing for real-world sanctions such as IMSA, IndyCar, NASCAR, Dirt Car, and the World of Outlaws. Ladies and gentlemen, here iRacing is the source for esports racing and absolutely awesome service.
Most certainly. And on the PTR TV side, we are definitely still looking for some more content to provide, have some exciting things in the future planned, but you can check out our website, primetimeracing.tv, and you can see all the information you need, and let us know if you are interested in getting your race covered by us. We'll be covering a race next week on the iRacing Esports Network. It'll be the iRacing Super Late Model Special Event at Volusia, so we'll be excited to carry that, and then you can check that out again on the iRacing Esports Network. And again, still some stuff in the future, but check us out. We'll be excited to get this 2019 broadcast season underway, and we want to cover your league next. So, signing out of the booth here tonight, Corey Silva and Brandon Krutz. Have a great night, everyone, and we'll catch you next time.
Have a great night, and we'll catch you next week, guys.